Hello DCN Army, welcome back to a brand new video. Please do us a favor and subscribe down below if you are new to the channel, and to all of our DCN Army members, make sure you stay tuned until the very end so you can get updated on everything happening in the Web3 crypto space. We will go ahead and jump into the first bite-sized article so you can have the latest updates in the crypto space in the past week. As you already know, we post every single Wednesday, so please do us the favor and subscribe down below. Thank you so very much, and here we are with the first article of today's video, taking us to Hong Kong, where Hong Kong has now, the government actually has now pressured big banks in the region to accept crypto clients. So basically, the Hong Kong Monetary Authority has reportedly pressured major banks, including the likes of HSBC, Standard Chartered, and Bank of China, to accept cryptocurrency exchanges as clients. We're speaking about centralized exchanges, of course. So the HKMA questioned these banks in a May meeting, basically discussing and asking why they were not taking on crypto exchanges as clients, although we see that the demand is very rapidly growing in the region. Actually, less than a month before the meeting, the HKMA issued a circular urging banks to adopt a more ambitious approach to new sectors such as the crypto market due to the demand from retail and institutional investors. So some senior executives at traditional banks have shown resistance to accepting crypto clients, of course, but there also has been several executives as well that have been more supportive towards crypto firms. So the HKMA emphasized that the importance of implementing a new regulatory framework, of course, for virtual asset service providers, and urged banks to meet the legitimate business needs of licensed VASPs. Hong Kong's pro-crypto pressure comes at a time of regulatory challenge, of course, especially happening in the United States. Recent lawsuits against Binance and Coinbase on the 5th and 6th of June this month entirely. We've shared it in our previous video, so 2 weeks ago, you will find that article, you will find that video where we discussed the SEC versus crypto. However, despite the challenges as mentioned before, there are some lawmakers in Hong Kong that have expressed the support to crypto firms. So it looks like Hong Kong will be coming up with a regulatory framework in the near future. Let's move on to the second article of today's video. Second article takes us to the Indonesian government, who has now given the green light for around 500 cryptocurrencies, including, of course, the most popular cryptocurrencies: BTC, Ethereum, XRP, Cardano, Solana, and many other cryptocurrencies as well. The list of tradable cryptocurrencies pretty much covers all of the tokens that have been recognized as securities by the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. So cryptocurrencies in Indonesia are now traded alongside commodity contracts under the oversight of the Commodity Futures Trading Regulatory Agency in Indonesia, known as BAPEBD. Hopefully I'm not butchering the name, but it sounds like it pronounces that way. Anyways, the Trade Ministry's Future Exchange Supervisor Board, BAPEBT, basically released a document titled Regulation of the Commodities Trading Supervisory Agency number 4 of 2023, which contains an exhaustive list of tradable cryptocurrencies, including the likes of the biggest players in the crypto industry. So the inclusion of cryptocurrencies, even Polygon, Sand, Cardano, like mentioned before, take part in the list of not noteworthy coins, tokens that have now been actually alleged by the SEC to be securities, which is also very interesting when we look at the different regions and how they are looking at cryptocurrency. Also, to take into account, Indonesia has shown support for crypto assets while also remaining cautious about the industry and their effectiveness as well. Also, the fact that they can compete with the national currency, the rupiah. So there is some concern there. However, previous reports of Indonesia planning to establish its own cryptocurrency exchange and transfer regulatory authority over such as assets from a commodities agency to the Financial Services Authority. So it seems like Indonesia is also proactively looking at what they can do in the crypto space and how they can provide regulatory framework for institutions, retail investors, and of course, regulators in general. Let's move on to the third article of today's video, taking us to Ethereum Scanner. If you're not aware, everything that happens on the Ethereum blockchain is available on the EtherScan. They've actually done something super interesting now that they've basically wrapped hands with the integration of an AI technology. Yes, we're speaking about OpenAI. The AI technology into EtherScan's tool will analyze smart contract source code, and it's important and integral for several reasons. Enhanced understanding, efficiency and accessibility, innovation and advancement, and also risk mitigation. The introduction of EtherScan's AI-based tool, OpenAI, for smart contract analysis enhances understanding, promotes efficiency, fosters innovation, and also emphasizes risk mitigation within the Ethereum ecosystem. So this is a really cool one, and you will find this article in the description down below as well, of course. And we're moving on to the fourth article of today's video that takes us to the biggest bank in Germany. Of course, the biggest bank in the European Union as well, one of the biggest banks at least. They've applied for regulatory permission to operate a custodial service for digital assets in the form of wallets, of course, which would include cryptocurrencies. So the bank's commercial banking unit, which is actually led by David Line, is building out its digital assets and custody business. So the application for a digital asset license has now been submitted to Germany's security watchdog, which is known as BaFin. They are going to give an approval on this, and the DWS group, which is basically the investment arm of Deutsche's bank, is also making efforts to expand income from offerings related to digital assets. So they look like they are going to step headfirst into this industry, and it's exciting to see the adoption levels of cryptocurrency every single week. We can see that it continues to be adopted across regions, across nations, at different levels, in different ways. So check out this article down below as well, talking about two notable predominant individuals that are advancing Deutsche Bank's regulatory and exposure to the crypto industry. Really exciting. As we move on to the last article of today's video, taking us to WisdomTree, which is a huge institution, basically a prominent provider of ETFs around United States and around the world, has filed an application to launch the WisdomTree Bitcoin Trust on the CBOE BZX exchange. Find out those details in this article down below. You can see it right here. They actually will follow behind BlackRock's recent application for a Spot Bitcoin ETF. A lot of this week's crypto news was around BlackRock and what they've done with their Spot Bitcoin ETF. However, WisdomTree also aims to provide exposure to Bitcoin's price while considering expenses and liabilities associated with the ETF's operations. So the shares of the trust will be valued daily based on the CF Bitcoin US settlement price derived from major Bitcoin spot exchanges. WisdomTree plans to conduct in-kind transactions with authorized participants to facilitate the delivery of Bitcoin to the trust custodian, U.S. Bank National Association. Also, the SEC is involved, and they have previously rejected applications for spot Bitcoin ETFs, but now approved Bitcoin futures ETFs. So will they now not reject the spot Bitcoin ETF? We will see in the near future. However, it has been applied by WisdomTree. They have filed that application. BlackRock and WisdomTree's filings indicate the growing recognition of Bitcoin's potential in traditional finances, of course, and the demand for regulated investment options in the cryptocurrency market. So the filings could pave the way for broader adoption in institutional investors of Bitcoin, and of course the entry of many big players to the market. So a big influx looks like it's on the way. We at Daily Crypto Network are not here to share with you any financial advice, but of course to keep you updated with everything happening in the Web3 space. We appreciate every one of you for tuning in to a brand new episode at the DCN Show, and we're excited to see you next Wednesday for a brand new episode. See you then. Ciao, ciao.